Maxine, what does that mean? When you compare something, what does it mean? Brayden. Okay, you find out what's the same, right? So, let's take a look at the top of page 61. Maxine has 8 marbles. Dina has 3 marbles. How many more marbles does Maxine have than Dina? You need to compare the number of marbles Maxine has to the number of marbles Dina has. So, Maxine has 8 marbles. Right? And Dina has 3. So when we're comparing them, we're looking at what's the same, but we can also look at what is different. Okay? So, okay, if this one is Maxine, and this one is, how's Dina spell her name? D-E-N-A. And that one is Dina. The question is, how many more marbles does Maxine have? So looking at this, how many more, these are all the same, right? So how many more does Maxine have than Dina? James.
His 5 more.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I counted it.
Okay? Now, if you don't have a picture, what would your equation look like? Brock?
8 minus 3 equals 5.
Okay? So you would do Maxine's 8 minus Dina's 3, and that will give you 5. So Maxine has 5 more than Dina. Let's look at number 1 on page 61. All eyeballs on the bottom of your book. Bottom of page 61. Page 61. The bottom of page 61. Look at number 1. It says, Jared has 12 toy trains. Clark has 7 toy trains. How many fewer toy trains does Clark have than Jared? Okay? So, let's look. What would our equation be?
7.
Brayden, what would our equation be?
12 minus 7.
Okay. 12 minus 7. We're taking Jared's 12, and we're taking Clark's 7, and we're trying to find out how much fewer. This is Clark. This is Jared. We're trying to find out how many fewer Jared has than Clark. So, your equation, it's right there in your book. Your equation should be 12 minus 7. Now, you have pictures drawn. So what could you do on your pictures? Xavier, you have the squares drawn. What could you do? Wasim, what could you do? Kind of. You can count them, but what would you do, Brock?
Count up to 12 or count 7 fingers.
All right, this is what's in your book, right? This is in your book. If you have the pictures, what could you do? Lou.
Compare them?
You can. We are comparing, but what would you do, Brayden?
Count up to 12.
That's if we didn't have the pictures. We would absolutely count up to 12. Jordan, what would we do if we had pictures?
Cross out the equals ones.
Cross out the ones that are the same. So right now with me, cross them out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they all have 7, right? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you can cross those out. how many do we have left? Count how many you have left.
5.
Walker,
5.
5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? Or we could do what y'all were saying and we could count up. What number would we start with? 7, and we would stop at 12. So let's do it that way. 7.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Do we get the same answer?
Yes.
Absolutely. So he has 5 less. Jared has 5 less than Clark. So,
Why did you say Clark has 5? You were trading Jared.
oh, sorry, I have the names backwards. Clark has 5 less than Jared. Sorry. Clark has 5 less. Okay? So if you have a picture, you can use the picture by crossing out all the ones that are the same and seeing what's left over. Bless you. Or you can do what we did yesterday. With subtraction, you're going to put the lower number in your head, and then you have to decide if you're going to count up to the higher number or count that many fingers. James,
We didn't do the math first.
it was compare.
Oh.
I asked you that one.
Oh.
Okay? All right, turn the page to 62. Turn the page to 62. We're going to do this one together. One more together. All right, Caleb picks 15 yellow flowers and 3 pink flowers. How many fewer pink flowers does Caleb pick than yellow? So, do we have an equation already written down?
Yes. No.
No. So let's write our equation. So look at that. What is our equation? Somebody raise your hand. What's it going to be? Chandler.
15 minus 3.
15 minus 3. Now, 2 ways we can solve it. What's one way? Brock?
By crossing out the 3 pink flowers and 3 of the yellow sunflowers and see how many flowers we have left.
Perfect. Or what's the other way we can do it? Brayden? Wasim, help him out. What? We could count up. We could start with what number? Walker? What number are we going to start with? With subtraction, which one do you put in your head?
3.
3, and we're going to count up to what?
15.
15. All right, so you figure it out one of those 2 ways. Whether it's crossing out the pictures or it's counting up. You figure it out. You do it.
Wait, counting up?
Either way, you have 2 different ways.
I'm gonna do the cross out.
It doesn't matter. You have pictures, you can use them. If you don't, then yes, quickly.
I'm not sure. I did.
All right, so let's say we counted up. Which one do we put in our head? 3, and we count to
15.
15. So let's do it. 3,
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
So how many fingers did we hold up?
12.
Okay. So if we held up 12, let's check because we have pictures. So what are we going to cross out? Luke.
3 yellow flowers and the 3 pink flowers.
Okay. So 1, 2, and 3. So now what do we do with the rest of the flowers? Brayden?
Count them.
We count them. So let's look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Did we get the same answer?
Yes.
Yep, sure did. I I want you to do number 3. Number 3. You do number 3. Remember to write your equation before you solve it.